I'm life and business coach Samantha Sifring, and this is the Online Business Building Mamas podcast, where you learn how to build a wildly successful business from home while raising kids. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I have been having so much fun lately. I am making this new project for my business where I am going to be able to coach so many more of you. I don't know if this applies to you in particular who is listening, but I've been hearing from a lot of people that they want to work with me like right now. And my groups keep selling out, and my one-on-one coaching has a long wait list until the summer. And people want to have access to me, have my eyes on their business, have me really helping them get started and get profitable from the beginning. So I am listening, and I'm going to make that happen for all of you. It's in progress, and I am so excited to give you all the details and unveil it. Everybody that I have given details to is really excited and amazed and can't wait for it to come out. So I'm excited to give all of the details to all of you. It is going to change everything. I have a huge vision for it, and I'm just really pumped for what I'm going to be able to bring and how I'm going to be able to work with so many more of you. So stay tuned. This is in the works. It is coming to you before June, sometime in May. Stay tuned. There's going to be a launch and all of that fun stuff. So don't worry, if you're listening here, there is no way to miss it. All right. Today, I have a great topic for you that I have been talking to a lot of clients about this week and even friends. This has just been a hot topic this week. All of my mentors teach this one idea of having your own back, meaning telling yourself great stories about yourself, being your own biggest fan versus worst critic, committing to never beating yourself up, and always building yourself up. This concept has transformed my relationship with myself and the quality of work that I'm producing and putting out into the world. And it's been coming up with a lot of my clients lately, so I really wanted to bring it to all of you and teach it to all of you. This work is for the overthinkers, the self-doubters, the people who are their own worst critic. You people are my people. This is the kind of person that I am and the kind of person that I attract. So this is for you. Here's what I know. We have been taught not to be full of ourselves, not to have big egos, not to think too highly of ourselves, and that being hard on ourselves is the way to get better behavior and results from ourselves. And this is simply not true. This is a huge misconception that we have, a huge myth in our society that a lot of us, mostly women, have been believing. So today, I'm going to be teaching you something radically different. Your brain is going to resist it. Just beware. Your brain's going to be like, no, this is not right. But be willing to try it on and see what happens. What I'm talking about today is supporting yourself to the extreme, taking it to a radical level where your brain is telling you that it is delusional. So let me back up and tell you what this looks like. I did this with my last group program launch. In the past, when I've launched things, I've had lots of doubts. Doubts about the program, doubts about my work, the results my clients would get, and myself as a coach and business owner. I've given those doubts lots of airtime. And I've had the thought that I needed the doubt, that doubt served a helpful purpose for me. This time, I refused doubt. I decided that the launch would be successful, that I was going to hit my goal. I decided that the webinar I did was going to be the most valuable and best webinar that I had ever taught before. I decided that the group was going to be the most valuable program I have ever created and ever offered and ever run, ever. I decided that I already had exactly what my clients needed to get the results that they want. And I decided that I am the perfect coach for them. I know exactly what they need. I know exactly where they're stuck. I know exactly the answer and how to help them get exactly what they want. I was bringing so much of that certainty and confidence. I decided the calls, like each individual weekly call of the program that I run for the group, would be worth the whole amount that they paid to join the group. I decided to over-deliver on value and blow all of their minds with what they learn and how they're coached. And what happened is that I launched without any drama. I got more applications than I had spots for. I had to turn people away. I created an amazing group from my simple launch plan, and I hit my goal of a 6-figure launch. My clients have been having transformations in this group from day one, actually even before day one, because they were signing clients and making money before the group even started. The trainings and the calls that I've done so far have caused so much growth in them that they're thinking and showing up differently in their businesses and in their lives than they ever have before, and we're only 2 weeks in. I rose to the challenge. I grew to meet the expectations that I set for myself. We think that doubt challenges us to prove ourselves wrong, but it's actually the opposite. The self-support that we give ourselves challenges us to prove ourselves right. So we don't rise up because of doubt. We rise up because of self-support. Now, I want to walk you through an example inspired by one of my clients. Her situation is that she's been in Facebook groups, networking, just like I talk about in the Opportunity Glasses episode, but she didn't feel like the results she was getting were very good. This is a really common situation, so I wanted to use her situation. It applies to so many of you in so many different ways. And there's a couple different mindsets to look at this situation that I'm going to walk you through. So the first one was her thought. So her thought was, I'll never get it right. She was thinking about her networking and thinking, I'll never get it right. She felt discouraged and defeated, and it had her avoiding doing her mindset work. It had her not following through on all the other elements of her action plan. And while she was still networking in Facebook groups, like she had planned to, she was acting really weird. I always talk about be a real human, and she was aware that she was being a real weirdo, not a real human. And then she was beating herself up a lot about all of these things and feeling really terrible. And truly, if she would have stayed in this place, she would have ended up defeating herself and quitting her business or taking a long break from her business to kind of get over all of this negative feeling. This type of thinking has the person thinking that they are the problem and that they aren't able to fix it. So I'm the problem and I'm not able to fix it. This is called having a fixed mindset in the psychology world. So if you've ever heard of a fixed mindset, this is it. I'm the problem and I'm not able to change or grow or get better. I can't fix the problem. So of course you would feel defeated, right? Like if there's a problem and it's you, because you're just a terrible person, and you can't fix it, that's very defeating. Why would you ever keep trying to grow or change? There's no point, right? And that's what your brain will offer up if you have a fixed mindset. I've had other clients go through this same circumstance and choose a different thought. This isn't working. So while the first person I talked about was being really hard on herself, this person is different. This person is not taking any responsibility for what's going on. It's the technique or the strategy or the audience or the people they're attracting that's the problem, not them. This person does not think that they're the problem at all, but also that the problem is outside of them, and it's something that's outside of their control to change or fix, or they just don't know how to do it, that the answer of how to fix it is outside of themselves. This kind of thinking also leads to quitting. If you can't solve the problem or if you can't find the answer from someone else, you can't make the business work. This is called having an external locus of control in the psychology world. So those are the first two things. I'll never get it right. Fixed mindset. I'm the problem and I can't fix it. I can't change. The other one, external locus of control. This isn't working. There's a problem and it's outside of me and I don't have the answer of how to fix it. Both of these are completely powerless stances where you are the victim either to yourself and your genetics and you're just not cut out for this, or you're the victim to circumstances that are outside of your control. The third option is this. This is the way that I approached my business when I was first building momentum. I had this thought, I can figure this out no matter what. I'm sure if you've been listening to me for a while, you've heard me offer up this thought to you. For me, I found this super motivating and I felt very committed to my business and really determined to find a way to make it work. And what I see now is that this thought still had me connecting to a story of struggle and things being really hard. Like the first client I talked about, I saw that I was the problem, but I felt like it was in my control to fix it. And I was willing to do whatever it took to find the solution to that problem. This one is called having an internal locus of control and a growth mindset. So I see that the control is within me. I have the control to find the solution and solve the problem. And I believe in my capacity for growth and change. But here's something that I'd like you to explore. When I coached the first client that I talked about, the one who was thinking, I'll never get it right, I asked her this. If you had a delusional level of self-support, like so extreme, thinking you are amazing and you can do anything, what do you think you would be thinking about your networking so far? Her thought was this. I really helped a lot of people. Here's what fascinated me about this new thought. This new thought suggests that maybe there isn't even a problem to solve. Mind blown, right? I was like, whoa, maybe there isn't even a problem to solve right here. Thinking this thought had my client feeling really proud. And I asked her how she shows up in her business when she's feeling proud of herself. And she said she shows up like a badass. She's showing up according to her plan, giving her true opinions and value as she networks, and believing that what she says matters. From there, we actually went on to brainstorm a very unique message for her business that's totally different from what anyone else is saying and super aligned with who she is and her story. It was like a complete shift from what she thought her message was before, and she was pumped about it. And we worked on crafting it in a way that was deeply helpful to her ideal clients. She left our coaching call so excited about her business, excited to go and help lots more people in her niche and with her work. This is what radical self-support looks like. Radical self-support just makes sense. The proof is in the actions you take. But our brains will really resist it. I know my brain always offers this thought. That's delusional. But I'd like to offer you this. All of our thoughts might be delusional. Every story we tell ourselves about ourselves is just that, a story. And here's the truth. We actually can choose to think whatever we want. No one can stop us. My criteria for choosing thoughts is this. Do I like how I feel when I think this? And do I like what I do when I think this? Do I like how I feel and what I do when I think that I'm creating $1 million business? Yes, I love it, actually. And do I like how I feel and what I do when I doubt that I'll ever make $1 million? No, I don't like that. I feel terrible and I withdraw from my business instead of feeling motivated and inspired and showing up in a really powerful way and creating a ton of wonderful things and really owning my expertise and being confident in what I do. Remember, the reason we practice radical self-support is this. What you think about yourself determines what you do. You rise to prove yourself right no matter what story you're thinking. So make it a good story, okay? There's so many ways to look at any situation. You can think, I'll never get it right. I'm the problem and I can never change. You can think this isn't working. The problem is outside of me and I don't have power to change it and I don't know how to change it. You can think, this is really hard, but I'm going to figure it out. Or you could think, I'm really helping a lot of people. So look at your business, look at your goals, and decide, what would it look like if I had radical self-support? What if I never doubted myself, beat myself up, questioned myself ever again? What if I had my back to an extreme level? All right, mamas, sit with that over the next week. Have your own back. Give yourself radical self-support as much as possible over the next week. And I can't wait to hear the magic that happens. If you like this podcast, I want to invite you to coach with me over in my program, Mama to CEO. There's you, and there's the consistent income you want to make in your business, and I help you remove everything standing in between. It's lifetime access for mastering your marketing, sales, time, and everything else you need to have the business and life you really want. Whether it's making your first 1,000 or 100,000, I can help you do it. To join, go to mamatoceo.com, MAMATOCEO.com.